So what's mainstream now? Okay, these are the main things that are happening in Ireland today. DDoS attacks. Okay, so that's a distributed denial of service attack. That's somebody making your services not available. I'm going to go down a little bit of material on that. Child exploitation material. A lot of people may have come across in their careers times when something dodgy was found on machines, and the whole idea generally is, God, just hopefully they'll resign and so on like that. It's not the thing to do, because if the person, for example, resigns and 2 years later they've done something much worse with the child, God forbid, or something like that, and the parents find out that you as an organisation swept it under the carpet and got them to resign, where do you stand? Where's your risk then? You know, from reputational damage and quantitative and qualitative risk around those issues. PABX fraud, and we've got some experts in here today, Danny Cole and some other guys as well, that can talk to you later on if anybody has specifics around those sort of areas. Ransomware, this is where they'll infect your system, they'll encrypt everything, and you don't get access to your own information unless you pay a fee. That's big at the moment. Trojans and malware, anywhere between 60,000 and 100,000 new pieces of malware a day. Identity theft, and I can go through lots of examples of that later on, people if they like, but in the interest of time I'll leave that for the moment. But I wanted to go down a little bit about denial of service, because I've got a lot of questions about this recently, because there's been some stuff in the press and so on like that. When you look at denial of service, well, first of all, what is it, right? It's an attempt to make your resources not available. Essentially, they try and take out your website and so on like that and make it not available. They'll do this to the likes of gaming companies or bookies and things like that when a big race is on or a big game or something like that is on, and they'll get ransom. To do that. Or they may do it because they don't like your company or whatever it happens to be. They may even try and destabilize it. We've seen this around financials in other countries as well. They'll try and destabilize a bank, create a rumor mill, share prices go down, they future sell the shares at a lower price, all that good stuff. So they come in many variations. Essentially the way it works is you get a piece of malware infects your computer and you become part of a botnet. You don't even know it's on your machine. Even a lot of antivirus, even if it's up to date and patching, won't detect all of them. Okay, so you may essentially have a piece of this malware or botnet on your machine, and your machine is then a slave. It's a zombie, and it's part of an army. The command and control center, which is a center machine, can call up all of those machines, generally thousands of those machines at a time, and use them to attack something. Okay? And it can do all different types of attacks and so on to attack that. Now, getting back to the broken up model of how all of this works, right? Generally, the guy who's running the command and control center doesn't go off and infect all the botnets. He hires them. You can rent these things. You can actually rent 10,000 botnets at a time. There's different prices and different scales and where you want them in the world. So if you do go to, you know, if somebody did want to do an attack on someone, they're not going to spend months and years and risk all those different chances of being caught building up a massive botnet army and so on. They rent it out for a few hours. These things, when a botnet attack goes, I was speaking to Paul Gillen earlier on this, generally for about 3 minutes is all of these attacks. When Estonia was attacked with these denial of service attacks, they were only 3 minutes long. Then they knew, don't bother putting your head back up, don't bother putting your systems back on, because you'll just be hit and you're going to come back down again. So that's the way they work. So there's some statistics here around things like recent ones like Conficker, Black Energy, Torpig, GhostNet, and so on. A lot of information out there and that sort of stuff. This is real. This is mainstream. This isn't one case a year in Ireland. Now, about Ireland, okay, to my knowledge, there's never been a case brought to the DPP on DDoS, so we don't even know if we have legislation that can prove if a DDoS attack has taken place or whether it's actually a crime under Irish law. And when most people do start investigating botnet DDoS attacks, they'll find it came from Russia, it came from China, it came from the botnets that are all over the world. So how do you even follow up on this stuff when it does happen? This is the recent Conficker one across Europe. From our friends in Sophos, I got this graphic, I think. You'll see that the attack just prolificated right across, and then obviously you had the States and so on as well. But just to give you an idea about Europe. This is the evolution of DDoS. It's been around about, I suppose, about 10 years now at this stage, and started off experimental stuff back in 2000. But right up here now to this is standard stuff, very easy to do. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to do a DDoS attack on somebody. If you go to YouTube and type in DDoS tutorial, you will learn in 6 minutes how to do a DDoS attack on somebody. You'll get the tools and everything else that needs to do it. So what I did for the point of this demonstration, I want to show very quickly how easy it is actually to do something like this. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to create a botnet. I need to infect your machine with a virus. Okay, so what I'll do first of all is I'll just play this. It's a small movie, which is me creating the virus. Okay, so I've downloaded this software for free. My antivirus software has detected and told me it's a virus. I say, listen, ignore that, I don't care. It's a virus, it's my virus, I'm doing it. I now tell it where my command and control center is, which is up on paulcdwyer.com. So I'm specifically creating a virus file that I can use then to affect. And all I have to do is get you to click on that exe. And there's a million ways I can make you do that. Millions of ways. I can redirect you. I can do an auto run. I can leave a USB stick lying around, whatever it happens to be. I put in update frequency 15 minutes. That's how often I want your machine to talk back to my command and control center and look for instructions about what I want it to do. Put in the default installation path and so on. That's it. I've just created a virus. Okay? I now have that virus, which is for my botnet that I can use. So I get you to click on that, and you become my slave. You become my zombie. So essentially, I send that out a lot. I get lots of people to click on that, and now I have you. So what does it look like? Well, I've got a movie. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll actually go online here, if I can get the internet up, to show you how simple this is. The real part. If you didn't like somebody, for example, let's say it was, I don't know. Oops. If you were disgruntled with somebody, some particular organization, and you wanted to take them down, hopefully I've got a connection here today. I did earlier. No, just try one more time, sir. Maybe it's not playing ball. Maybe I've been hit with a botnet. Yeah, so I want to take out, say, phenofoil. Okay? Essentially all I need is either the web address I want to take out or the IP address, which is very, very simple to get, whatever. What I do then is I would go to my command and control center. Okay, I'd log in. So this software cost me free. Took me about 5 minutes to install. And I'm now in the command and control center of a botnet. And I can do denial of service attacks and so on. So the different sort of things I can do here. I can look, for example, loader. If I click on loader there, I'll click on one of them now in a second, but if I click on loader, I can tell it to load a specific web page on all of my slave machines. Okay? So whether that's eirlingus.com or whatever it happens to be, I say, right, load this up, and let's say I have 20,000 botnets. 20,000 requests are going to go to eirlingus.com to open up the web page all at the same time. Of course, that's going to cause a problem on that side of things. So I can do a UDP flood or a TCP flood or whatever. So that's against a specific IP address that I want to actually take out a person or an individual PC, whatever, something like that. But if you look at HTTP flood, which is a standard type of attack for flooding somebody and taking them off the air, so to speak. Just going to do that. I'm going to revert to the video if we don't get faster internet access. There we go, here we go. So the target URL, so I would put in there, for example, I'll bring your attention to the line up here which says that I've got no botnets at the moment, so I'm not actually going to attack them with anything. We just want to show you how simple this is, okay? The duration in minutes, okay? Getting back to what I said, an attack of 5 minutes is enough to take anybody out, and you can keep a sustained attack going, but I could set it up for hours, whatever I wanted, just set up how many minutes I wanted to go. I can set the strength of the attack. That's just a sliding scale, how strong I want that attack to be. I can pick the number of bots I want to use, and it will bots, and I simply click on attack. Okay? That will go off, wake up all the machines that have that virus that I installed in all the machines, and they will all attack that site. Okay? Site's down, it's off. Okay? So go back to presentation. So, in conclusion, this stuff, there is blurred lines between cyber warfare, cybercrime. It's not all the Hollywood stuff. It's not all the razzmatazz. It's not very complicated. It's scams. It's fraudsters. It's deviants. It's all these sort of guys are what's behind all of this stuff. And it is the blurred lines between this. And what we need to do, and we'll be talking maybe a little bit later, about a community we're trying to create here called the Irish Cybercrime Task Force, where we're trying to get people in all the different sectors to work together to deal with this threat, because it's not for one organisation or one commercial organisation. It's about communication, it's about working together and those sort of things. And you'll see in your feedback form there's an option that if you're interested to know more about that, and it's a not-for-profit group that I'm looking to set up with some other industry leaders that I've been working with to get it going on that side. If you are interested, we'll take from there and look at maybe setting up another meeting in January. But if you need to know any further information, need to know what eircom's security offerings are and all those sort of things, don't hesitate to contact me on securityprinciple.com, which is my blog, and we can talk about all the eircom stuff and all there. So thanks for your time. And I'll hand you over now to Detective Inspector Paul Gillen. Thank you.